Alright, another next day for me, so I wanna make my live thing to get converted to string like in Go. So I am currently in live implementation, so fn to string. Alright, so it's gonna take a reference to self and nothing else. And so technically, I'm not sure how to do buffer in Rust, but I know how to work with string. So let mutable buff equal to string from just empty string. It should compile. Yep. So now I'm going to engage in the for loop. So for y in 0 till self dot h. So we're here. Curly braces. All right. And now for x in 0 to self dot width. All right. So they have a, where do they say it's a, oh yeah, I'm not proficient in Go. I'm literally learning Go right by looking at this entire example and making assumptions. So apparently I need to create a B unit. So they don't need to explicitly define that they have a var. They just infer the type. They infer that this is a var in code. Okay. So let's mutable b equal this, a space. Oh no, wait, not a character. This. We need a string. I'm going to add strings. It's shitty logic, but it's gonna work at least. If self a alive at x and y, then b is gonna equal a string of this. Alright, and then we add it to buffer buff append push. Oh, they have a char in there. Oh, alright. So this is going to be a char. The B is going to be an empty character, and this is going to be a star character. So these are characters, and I'm pushing this. And after we exit this inner X loop, we're pushing push pushing a character off a new line. Alright. And this is returning a string. String. Yeah. So after we exit outer loop, return buff. Nice. So this should be done, and this should be compiled. Shit. Oh yeah. This is usize, but it should be as I32 and this as I32. We know that we're not going outside the boundaries, so it's gonna work just fine. Good, compiled, and apparently after we do that, we can just print. So my main function is here, and I shouldn't print this. I should print ln my life. First of all, this and just string. It's gonna be string life dot to string. Gee, I hope it works. I know I've made some errors. Well, at least it printed out something. Three. Let's have three. No, wait, 4. Oh, geez. So next session is going to be a debugging session. It kind of remains the same. Oh, some shifts happened. Yeah, I just don't know why the thing is just... Why is it jumping around? Like, why is it going down further? Maybe it's this. Maybe I should just do a -1. I'll need to reinvestigate it. So, still going way down. Maybe I need to plus it. See, this is the way I develop. I make stupid mistakes. I play around with code, and I'm getting deeper knowledge of how the entire thing is gonna work. Why is it? It just keeps going down and down, down. I don't get it. Alright, so it's not jumping around anymore. Alright. You know what? Let's do this after we print. the entire thing. So that the line appears first of all the things here, and then we go back up. All right. Does it change? It doesn't change. Well, let's make the thing larger, like 8. Uh, so apparently the entire thing just doesn't change. And I guess I'm gonna investigate why it's not changing behind the scenes. So, sorry. Uh, Alright, and I'm gonna make delay smaller. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I'll need to investigate why is it not working. But at least we're getting the field. So yeah.
Alright, I'm back after a few days on the same issue. So I looked around at my code and I realized why it's not updating. It was simply because, well, I didn't make a step. Alright, so it was possible to see the first, like, birth of the world, but I never stepped into another, like, future. And yeah, the life was not happening. Also, what I also realized, um, remember when I didn't want to understand how modulus worked on this section? Where was it? Yeah, here. There was a issue when this code ran. I went outside the bounds on a minus side. So if I was on the field of 10 by 10, and I would be on a -1 step from current one. This code here would try and reach for -9th row and whatever column. So that was an error. So I quickly googled how modulus stuff worked, and on tutorial's point, obviously I found a remainder uh, like example how modulus works, and it does exactly what I failed to realize immediately. So technically, I did this and this exactly how it's done in a Go example, just in a single line. There is some conversion to i32 from usize and from usize and from usize from usize to i32. Looks like there is some overkill, but it still works, right? And this is what matters. I gained experience. I gained a lot of experience with failing at this stuff. Actually, when I look at it, I don't need to mutate this anymore. So this is done. And just to make things more interesting, I made the field of 20 by 20 now. I know there's some parameterization I've done to initialize it with some width and height, but I don't think in my code I made it actually possible to to uh, to make the field actually rectangular, uh, not square. I mean, it's always square right now. So yeah, let's run it. I did run it already, and there we go. We've got game of life working. The colonies are shifting. Some cells are being destroyed of lack of neighbors or too many neighbors. Looks all right. So there you have it. A Go game of life translated into Rust. Obviously, I have some issues with incorrect placement of this stuff. I mean, I'm pushing that way too far. Oh, I can fix it right now. Clear. Is it because I was messing with +2 stuff? Cargo run. Still an issue. Whatever. I don't really care if is this pointer of cursor is in the way. All I care is that it works. Colonies work. I was able to, understand Go a bit better. This stuff like function association with struct was a bit of a mystery to me. And let's make it slightly larger. Let me run it on the bigger screen. Yeah, let's call it. Well, nice. Look at how pretty it is. 30 by 30. Obviously, the row height is larger, and oh, apparently with my cursor activity I messed it up. But look at how cool it is. This section is self-sustained, like, oh, now the colony from below killed the outgoing colony. I'm very proud with this code. I'm not gonna push it to GitHub. All I know is that I was able to do it. Um, I know I'm able to learn Go now. So see you in the next one. This is a success for me. Cheers.